Hello, hello.
Great.
And number two. Happy New Year, by the way.
Buenos días. Good morning. Feliz 2025. Happy New Year. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Asheville. Bienvenidos a la Congregación Unitariana Universalista de Asheville. Feligrés o visitante, congregant or visitor, aquí en el santuario o en casa, on-site or online. Queremos que sepa, we want you to know, que quien quiera que sea, whoever you are, a quien quiera que ames, whoever you love, venga de donde venga, wherever you come from. Estés donde estés en el viaje de explorar quién eres, wherever you are on the journey of exploring who you are. Eres valioso y digne de amor. You are valuable and worthy of love. Eres bienvenida aquí. You are welcome here. I'm Reverend Claudia Jiménez, and I serve this congregation as Minister of Faith Formation. And this morning, I am grateful for our worship team. We have Jenna Jaffe, our guest musician, who will be premiering a song for us today. We have Matt Ferris, our worship associate and intern minister. We have two special readers sharing original work, Natalie Day and Levi Somerville, and our AV rock star, Jacob Simons. So we are super grateful to welcome you on this first Sunday of the new year. And before we begin, we have a very special announcement from our auction committee.
Hey, Marta. Do you know it's time?
Really? Am I on, Simon? Oh, I'm on? Okay. Time for what, Tori?
It's time to decide on your donation to our very important annual auction and to buy your ticket for the gala.
Well, I'm sure I've got plenty of time to decide, right?
Well, deadlines are fast approaching. The deadline for donations and for buying your ticket is January 12th. That is next Sunday.
Well, shoot. Where are those donation forms and how can I buy my ticket?
Come see us at the auction table in Sandburg Hall or check out the Auctria website.
Okay, I'll see you in Sandburg Hall.
Ah!
Oh, look at this guest. Woo! What does the sign say? It's just the auction. Thank you, Maya.
That's the spirit. I mean, don't you want to get a ticket now and show up? It's going to be a circus, I hear. So now, let us prepare for worship. And today, we have a special welcome for our children and our families who will be with us the entire service. This is a joyful opportunity for us to model that worship is what we do together. Our children learn about religion, patience, acceptance, and love by being with us. They learn that worship is for all of us. We are each, young or old, welcome here this morning as we come, full of energy, moody, shy, or even grumpy. May we embody the beauty of this whole church community, even when there are a few more wiggles, giggles, and chatter in this sacred space, made sacred by your presence here this morning. Let us begin our worship service with the gift of today's centering music.
Good morning. I am very grateful to be here today, and I want to tell you, you are welcome to echo in the chorus with me. The words are listen. So anytime I say listen, you'll hear the chorus. You're welcome to echo after me. And I wrote this song specifically for this service and this theme this month on telling our stories.
Today's chalice lighting words are by Reverend Sandra Fays. For the stories that long to be told and retold, for the stories that long to be imagined and reimagined, for the stories that long to be envisioned and celebrated, we kindle this chalice. May its flame bring the light of different truths, different paths, different voices, all needed to cultivate a transformative story of justice, love, and beauty.
And now it is time for us to prepare to sing. And because some of us may not be readers yet, when I was a teacher, I worked in a school where we taught the youngest not pre-readers Spanish by using sign language. So they didn't have to read, they just had to recognize the sign. So today we're going to begin with a few signs for our first song, which is Gathered Here. And we're gonna be singing it twice, and Jenna's gonna be playing the tune first before we sing, okay? So the signs that we will learn are not literal to the song, because in American Sign Language, you don't go for all the prepositions and stuff like that. So we're going to just learn some basic signs. So our song is gathered here. This is gathered. All your fingers coming together. Gathered here. Okay, gathered here. Mystery, mystery. And then the hour. Make believe you're a clock. 1 hour. Okay? Gathered here in the mystery of the hour. And then we say it again. Gathered here in one strong body. Body. Okay? And then again. Gathered here in the power, touch your muscles, and the struggle. Struggle. Spirit, draw near. You don't have to remember it all, just do what you can. And we're going to hear the tune first, and we can practice as we follow the tune, and then we'll sing it twice together. Okay? Going to be listening to a story, and I'm going to join our children here. And this is a story about circles, okay? And all of the images are going to be projected on the screen. The story is written by Brad Montag, and it's illustrated by Christy and Brad Montag. So they did this work together. And our story begins with what? What is the little person there doing?
A circle.
They're drawing a circle.
I love this little person already.
Isn't he a lovely little person? And what does he have on his t-shirt?
A heart.
A heart. I mean, what's not to love? All right, so this circle starts small, and it's just our little character in that space. But keeping that circle small is like having one book in your library. How many of you would want to have one book in your library? I don't think so. So even though this circle starts smaller, it gets bigger as you make room for family in a circle full of love and care. And there are so many different ways to be family, even our chosen families, right? But that is a circle that is getting bigger. And guess what happens? As more family joins in, the circle gets even bigger. And then as our little friend gets older and goes to the playground and goes to school, what do you think happens to that circle?
Bigger.
It gets even bigger, right? And so, in fact, there are circles all around us, everywhere we go. And there is a difference that we can make if we can engage in those circles with love, like that heart on the t-shirt. And yet, even though we widen our circle, there are still many people outside the circle. And what do you think all those words up there represent? What is a difference? There's a hello, there's an hola, there's a xiao and a aloha. So there are so many different languages to represent all of the diversity that is around us. And he's trying to like draw that circle even what? Making it bigger.
Even though I'm not from there, I say hello.
That's fine. And what happens when we draw our circle bigger and we recognize that there are so many differences? Sometimes somebody likes chocolate and somebody doesn't. Sometimes we have different ideas about things. So widening that circle, is it always easy? No, it's easy when it's people like us, when it's other students in our schools, and even then, sometimes not, right? Because maybe there are kids that are not very nice and friendly. But when we keep expanding and hearing other stories and witnessing other stories, it can be uncomfortable. But yet, if we say, as you use, that we are grounded in love, right? If we are grounded in love and we find ways to be open to difference, wonderful things can happen. And love can be known and felt everywhere. And so as time passes, we see more and more of our connections to each other. We create bigger circles, and we let our care and love ripple out in so many different ways. So in the circles around us, there is a difference that we can make and a love that we can all show. And as our circles continue to grow, remember that that first circle started with just the love that each of us holds inside. And that's our wisdom story for this morning. And I wonder what your favorite part of the story was. Was there a favorite part of the story for anyone?
Me.
Okay.
The heart on his shirt.
You like the heart on his shirt?
I do too.
All right.
I like the beginning because he was giving a nice little introvert. I love that about him.
Yeah.
It's like he's social, but like at home, he's also like a little introvert.
Right. And it's a both and, right? It's a both and. So I invite you to keep thinking about this story and maybe where you see yourself in this story, and think about what circles you are a part of in your lives. And one way that as a congregation we widen our circles is by creating space when we gather Sunday mornings to acknowledge the joys and the sorrows that we bring with us, and that those that are online may also be experiencing. So our tradition, if you will, is to begin with some kind of a reflection or meditation, and then engage in our rituals of stone and water. But today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to invite you to do this with your fingers and warm up your fingers, because today, and you can stop now, even though it looks great seeing all of you do this. So today we are going to do a 5-finger breathing meditation. And all you have to do is just focus on your breath and use your finger, use your index finger, is that what it's called? And just trace your fingers, and we're going to do this 4 times. Oh my goodness, 4 times. And just breathe in and out as you move through your hand. So we'll do it with this hand, then we'll go here, then we'll come back, and we'll come back. And I just invite you, if you want to close your eyes, if you want to lower your gaze, or if you just want to look out. Just take some deep breaths. And let us begin. I hope that was relaxing, and you have your hands with you always, so you can do this when you're stuck in traffic or any other time that it might be helpful. And now I invite us into our ritual of the water and the stones. And we use this ritual to honor the reality that in our lives there are moments of sadness, so we add salt to the water to represent that which saddens us, any loss or grief that we bring with us today or are experiencing at home. And we also have some beautiful petals, because alongside the sadness and the tragedy, there is also beauty, there is also love, there are joy and celebration. And so with that in mind, you are invited to come forward, and we'll come in this way and sit that way, to come forward and pick a stone or two or three and place them in this communal bowl that represents this community that holds each of us in love and in care. Let us begin our ritual. And if anybody needs a hug, I'm right here and Matt is here. Stone in the water for a joy in your life, know that we celebrate and rejoice with you. And if your stone was for loss or sorrow or grief, know that this community holds you in love and care. And this final stone is for our friends at home. May you know that together or apart, we are always one.
So this is a poem that I wrote. It's called Togetherness. Now we are joined, each a piece in the puzzle of the universe, small and insignificant alone, but together we make a whole. We are all unique and different, but we are also the same. Not one, nor two, nor three can make a whole, for then there are outsiders in the mist, those who are shrouded in mystery, and without their uniqueness and differences, we are not whole. There will always be pieces of the puzzle missing, for there are those from the past we have never known, and there are those that will come after we are gone. But with all our flaws and impurities, we create the puzzle of the past, present, and future universe.
I believe we all have a story to tell. Stories can be passed orally, written, in art form, music, and other ways. This is part of my story, a song I wrote called Living on the Edge of Hope.
On the
do it, I'm going to tell you. Breathe in the light in, I let myself go. Walking in faith, each moment I grow. Breathe in the light in, I let myself go. Walking in faith, each moment I grow. Say what you feel, speak who you are, let your truth live on. Even your heart, all will be well. Know that the light has won. Say what you feel, speak who you are, let your truth live on. Even your heart, all will be well. Know that the light has won. Living on the edge of hope, training my mind to cope. Living on the edge of hope, training my mind to cope.
Hi, I'm Levi Somerville, and I wrote a reflection that I'm going to share with you guys. I'm sorry, I need to take like a deep breath. Do you guys want to do that with me? Can we have a little? Okay. There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. Maya Angelou. I have been writing my story for 16 years without letting it onto paper or out of my mouth. All of my thoughts and feelings and experiences have stayed simmering in my bones. I have kept them locked inside a wooden chest and tucked them next to my heart. I told myself to wait before speaking them. No, wait longer. In my head, I wrote it all down like midnight confessions and bad songs and worse poetry, and I still craved the ability to throw my stories into the world, to dance them on crowded streets, to throw them at walls and carpets and bunk beds, and give everyone I met an overflowing cup of my life to drink. I craved the ability to let it be complex. But because it wasn't very cohesive or beautiful or put together, and it wasn't finished either, I didn't think it was worthy of being let out. I felt like the point of a story was the ending, the conclusion, the last chapter of a book where everything is tied together and laid out neatly. But I've started to realize that I haven't listened enough to all the stories I was being told of real life. The life lessons from grandmothers, their years spent as teachers, preachers, dream chasers, the babbling toddler who cries while he explains to me why orange is the best color, the only right answer, and how he will love it his whole life. He's sure of it. Friends who cringe and roll their eyes when they talk about what they were like 3 months ago, who swear up and down that they will never be that way again. Like, okay, dude, you're allowed to like My Little Pony at the age of 16. No biggie. Life is short. Be lame. We do not have to be perfect people to tell our stories. We can feel differently than we did and still be proud. Because without these moments, we would not learn. Lost my place. Sorry, 1 second. The bad and embarrassing things are scary, but also the most powerful. Without the vulnerability of my friends and family, without the stories they have shared that have now become my gospel, I would not know how important it is to grin, to look both ways, to say I love you often, too often, to walk next to the pool, not run, to spill every secret and every thought, to sterilize the piercing needle, to embrace the mess, to tell your own stories. Now I am taking the steps to be proud of where I have been, to let my heart let go a little. I have not started dancing wildly in the streets, but I am swaying a little bit. I am throwing some of myself onto walls, throwing some of my caution to the wind, and telling my stories with more reckless abandon. Life has become my favorite story, but it is very different than any book I've ever read. No one mistake will define your life. Your story doesn't conclude because of one good or bad moment. It takes up your whole life. The bad things are just pieces of it you get to share with others when you feel older and wiser, but also the good moments count for a lot. The small things are the best part. So are the contradictions. Humans are complex and colorful and should not limit themselves to one moment or belief. Let your stories make you better instead of making you fearful. Be confusing and contain multitudes of yourself. Thank you.
So one of the reasons why 7 years ago I accepted to serve this congregation is because I was a religious educator and a former teacher, and my dream was to serve a congregation that centered their youth and their young people. And this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like, creating space and creating welcome for vulnerability and for sharing our stories, our thoughts, because you know it's scary to get up here and talk to a whole bunch of people. And yet our youth are in a community where they are welcomed and invited to share of themselves and be vulnerable and know that in that they are held and loved. And as Levi said, they don't have to be perfect, right? They just have to be who they are, because who among us is perfect? I forgot to light the chalice at the 9:15 service. And so it is often our vulnerability that allows us to notice that we are not alone in our fears and our struggles. For example, when we gather for our committee meetings, our Soul Matters groups, our youth and children's classes, we begin with a chalice lighting, and then we have a time for check-in so that we can connect with each other and say how we are doing and what we are feeling. And that is one way that we learn snippets of one another's stories. And these stories continue to develop as we spend time together, as we meet in coffee hour, even as we do the work of the congregation or enjoy or work together on justice projects. And another thing about stories is that stories are powerful. They shape our lives, our identities, and our dreams for the future, especially this new year. What stories are we starting this year with? What are our hopes? What are our fears? Because when you think about your hopes and your fears and your dreams for this year and the future, it's important to recognize that those stories are created based on our experiences. Some of those stories are handed to us by society, our families, our religion. As Unitarian Universalists, we tell stories of being a faith that honors many paths to the sacred and aspires to contribute to creating a beloved community where all can thrive, of widening those circles as we read and heard in our story this morning. And that story of who we can be as Unitarian Universalists informs how we engage in the world and how we treat each other when we are together and how we treat people when we are not in this space. Now, we must acknowledge that some stories we create or inherit are not life-affirming. We might feel stuck in stories that do not reflect who we are. And when we recognize that, we can work to make a change. Sometimes things are beyond our control, but we can always control how we respond, how we choose to respond. And so what we can do is create these stories about this thing happened, and then you fill in the blank. For example, I used to believe that sleep was an obstacle to getting work done. Yes, I'm an Enneagram 1. I bought into societal narratives that define one by how busy one is. Narratives about over-functioning to prove that you are enough. You are enough as a woman. You are enough as a mother. You are enough as a minister. You are enough as a Latina, and on and on and on. And frankly, it was exhausting. But as I got older, I learned, and especially because of my children, I realized that my priorities were askew. And that in fact, I didn't have my children for a very long time before they went off to college and do their own thing. And this was the time. This was the time that I needed to be present to them. And it was also a time when I needed to rest so I wouldn't lose my patience with them so easily. And so I finally created some healthy boundaries around my commitment and my passion for my work, and my commitment and my passion for my family. And that actually made work a little bit more fun, because when you're able to remove yourself from all of those to-dos and just really relax, be with family, be with friends, or just be on your own, you come back re-energized and reinvigorated for whatever it is that you need to do. So I noticed that I was stuck in an unhealthy story, and then I chose a different plot. And I wonder what stories might be in your life that you may feel stuck in, and what kind of new plot you might be able to create. Another thing about stories is that they can be inspiring. It can be a reflection, like Levi's reflection, which is inspiring, or a poem, like Natalie's poem, that is inspiring. Or it could be a story or a movie about someone's life. And lately, I've been reading numerous inspiring articles and listening to old interviews with about our 39th president, Jimmy Carter, who died December 29. He was a religious man who embraced the Southern Baptist tradition. He once said, "My faith demands that I do whatever I can, whenever I can, as long as I can." And throughout his life as president, and after he left the White House, he did his best to live a caring, compassionate life, working for peace and justice. And his example inspires me and also resonates with Unitarian Universalism, because we also embrace a faith that calls us and orients us to live into our values and work for justice. And so as we move into this new week and into this new year, I invite you to think about the stories that shape your life. Which of those stories serve you? Which of those stories don't? And how do you get unstuck from those stories? May we, as this week progresses, recognize the importance of our individual and collective stories. And as Natalie said, stories from the past, the present, and those yet to be told. May we honor the different voices, gifts, and truths that we bring to these stories, so that together we can co-create a transformative story of justice, love, and beauty as we live into our Unitarian Universalist faith, a faith that orients us towards justice. May it be so, beloveds. May it be so. And keeping that in mind, we are going to sing again together. And it is a hymn that reminds us, from you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. So you may rise in body or spirit, but not yet, because we're going to learn a few signs. And so we're just, you don't need to stand up for those. So the song, From You I Receive, this is receive. Just from you I receive, to you I give, let's give. Together we share, and from this we live. It's an L, live. Got it? So we're going to hear the tune, and then we're going to sing twice, and please rise in body or spirit as you are able.
This is the time in our service where we acknowledge the work of the congregation and continue to do it. And at UU Asheville, we start by extending a welcome to visitors. And so we have some ushers who are cruising around with some microphones. And we invite you to tell us who you are and where you come from.
Hi, I'm Lotus, and me and my husband have been coming here since about August, but I have a visitor with me. I have our new daughter.
Welcome.
Hi, we're Dimitri and Linda. We moved from Florida. We were members of the Unitarian Universalist Church in Tarpon Springs. And we came right before the hurricane. We moved here for our children and our grandchild 2 weeks before the hurricane. Anyway, so we're very happy to join you today. We have many friends in the Unitarian Church in Tarpon Springs. And can't wait to tell them all about it.
We hope to make some friends here. Buenos dias.
Welcome.
Hey y'all, I'm Joe. I use they, them pronouns. I live in Asheville, but I've moved into a new phase in my life, so I'm here with you all.
Welcome.
Hi, my name is Christy. I also just moved here from Florida 2 months before the hurricane. And I haven't attended a UU congregation in several years. I was a member of the River of Grass Unitarian Universalist congregation in South Florida. I was the religious director there for like a year. And I'm really excited to meet some new people and be a part of the community again. Thank you. It's very nice.
Welcome.
Hi, I'm Cassie Howe, and this is my family, Ben, Francis, Claire, and Elizabeth. And we moved to Asheville in August, and we're a multi-faith family, Catholic, and I'm a longtime Unitarian Universalist, so it's really great to be here.
Welcome.
Hi, I'm not a visitor. I'm Kim Collins. I've noticed that there's a lot of new people here with kids, so I just wanted to briefly let you know that if you find me in Sandberg Hall after worship, I would love to talk to you about our faith formation program and give you a tour of our classrooms downstairs.
Well, also, thank you first. Thank you so much for introducing yourselves and accepting our warm welcome to you. It's great to get to know you better, and we hope to do that a little bit better in Sandberg Hall after the service. Sandberg Hall, where you will find Trevor, our connections coordinator. He has all sorts of good information, and he can help you get connected with our community. Now, to keep the duration of our service merciful, our announcements run as slides at the beginning of the service. If you missed them, refer to Thursday's weekly e-news, as everything is described there. If you don't receive the e-news, ask an usher to show you how to sign up, or email us at information@uuasheville.org. That's really a great way to stay apprised of everything that's going on. Today, we are honored to have Matthew Zimmerman, who is working on the survey of our homeless population, and Matthew has a brief statement for us. Thank you, Matthew.
Hello, everybody. Oh, this thing, Jesus. Okay, nice. Hey, how's it going? My name's Matthew Zimmerman. So I'm actually in Asheville too, from Florida. I got involved with the CSO out here. It's called the Continuum of Care. This year on the 28th and 29th, we're going to do something called the pig count, which is basically a point in time to get a good survey of the homeless population out here, especially since the storm. It's been a lot more people out there. So the 20th and 29th of January, anybody can come out. I guess we're going to put that in I'll give you some more information about that as to specifics. And then once a month we meet at the City Hall. And yeah, just anybody, we didn't have a lot of people turn up last time, so that's kind of a big thing. So I really appreciate everybody. Thank you.
Our community plate recipient this month is UU Asheville Hetland Scholarship, which is awarded to an Asheville High School or SILSA, S-I-L-S-A, senior who will attend an accredited college, has given back to their community through volunteer service, and demonstrates financial need. You can donate today by check, but be sure to write community plate in the memo line. Cash donations will be shared 50-50 with this month's community plate partner. You can also donate online. The work and ministries of this congregation are entirely supported by the generosity of our members and friends. We celebrate your generosity each Sunday with music and thanks, with wonderful original poetry and reflections. You make us possible, and we give thanks for you. The offering will now be gratefully collected.
For the gifts of your time, your presence, your witness, and your resources, we are deeply, deeply grateful. And as we prepare to close our time together, we offer you this special song. It's called This Is Me, and it's sung by the Detroit Youth Choir, and you may get up and move if that is what the Spirit asks you to do.
Stranger to the dark, hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts.
You can put your mind to do whatever you want to do. Just tell yourself that you're capable too. But don't do things that ain't even cool, and get rid of them no good friends that's enabling you. Making you feel like you won't be nothing, your life crumbling, they talk mumbling. You gon' be something, you are glorious. We're no games but warriors, we well known notorious. They can't stop you or block you or mock you. They mad cause you bad or they not you. You fall down but get up and skip and hop through. Kick down doors for others to walk through. You have a purpose to make you say, did I do that? Urkel. Now we call in reality virtue. This is who I am, this is me. Don't let them words hurt you.
The sharpest words wanna cut me down. I'm gonna send a flag, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat of drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies. Gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be, this is me.
Our benediction today is by Reverend Sherry Woodbury. And just a reminder that benediction, these are good words for going forth. Good words to carry with you as you leave this ceremony and acknowledge what it has meant to you. May we have the courage to speak or write the stories within us that need to be told. The stories that make up our lives. May we listen with a loving mind and heart to the stories of others' lives, others here in this church, and others in our wider community and world. Let us choose with care the stories that we teach to our children, remembering that all of our stories have power and that all of our stories are connected, for all life is one. In the name of all that is sacred in these gathered hearts, may it be so.
And now we prepare to go forth into the world and be unapologetically ourselves in widened circles. So as we consider that, let us rise in body or spirit and bless each other as we depart until we meet again. And our song is Long Time Son. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
This was lovely.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Levi, you did a great job.
Oh,
thank you.
I'm sorry I messed up. I feel like
No. You know what? A trick of the trade, you never apologize. You just keep going. Because then it draws attention to it, right? But you did a great job.
Yeah.
Natalie, sweetheart, thank you. That was wonderful.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
All right.